with trying to open up too much.
For Kim Jong-un, it's a matter of survival. After the years of poverty of his father's reign, North Koreans need to be given a new sense of hope if the country is going to stay together. His cheerful appearances and chubby frame contribute to the resurrection of the image of Kim Il-sung, who he has come to resemble physically.
In North Korea, even the smallest child in the street loves Kim Il-sung. He was the great leader. During his time, people ate well and were not poor. It was from the reign of Kim Jong-il that the country experienced the worst poverty. So Kim Jong-un is trying to show that he is not like his father, but like his grandfather, whom everybody loves. And that's why he tries to be like his grandfather now.
Grandfather Kim Il-sung, the revered founder of North Korea, is still the official eternal president of the country. At times during his reign, its development was faster than that of South Korea, thanks to the unconditional support of the Kremlin. But when the Soviet bloc fell, Pyongyang had to change its tune. Its economy fell apart, and under Kim Jong-il's rule, the country endured the Great Famine. By adopting his grandfather's style, Kim Jong-un seeks to recreate the mythical glory years. He wants to make a link between this supposed glorious past and the new generation, brought up during the dark days and now being sent all over the world to learn about economic reforms. A new generation which sees a leader in its own image, who enjoys basketball and theme parks and is happy to mingle with the general population in front of the lenses of the propaganda machine, whereas Kim Jong-il clearly found it difficult to even shake North Koreans by the hand.
It seems to me it's a combination of a very deliberate effort to have him be different from his father, to be more open, at least to appear more open to the people, to mix with them more freely. There's one wonderful episode, at least to me, a couple of them actually. One of them is when he went to one of the newly built apartment houses. And in the process of welcoming this couple, he sits on the floor with them and has his wife sitting beside him like everybody's Korean mother. You just can't imagine Kim Jong-il ever doing anything like that. You might imagine Kim Il-sung doing it. It's possible. The other thing was when Kim Jong-un was on-site guidance for a army unit, a female army unit. And when he was leaving, he didn't just take a picture with the entire unit. He stood there and the young women came up one at a time, like he was a rock star. They grabbed his arm and had their pictures taken. I was so astounded. I could not imagine that ever happening before.
Something that seemed equally unimaginable was to hear Kim Jong-il's voice. Throughout his reign, the only propaganda put out was either silent films or images. He never spoke in public.
Kim Jong-il couldn't speak. He had a stutter. So he couldn't speak in public. I only ever heard his voice through a door when he was having a meeting with his chiefs of staff. He stammered. He struggled with language. Kim Jong-un, on the other hand, he can talk. Moreover, he talks like his grandfather. He even imitates his voice. So in the beginning, it was even said that Kim Il-sung had been resurrected. It had become like an actor's job to recreate his image.
Our nuclear capacity is our guarantee of protecting our national sovereignty. It allows us to build peace, prosperity, and power, as well as the happiness of the people.
family with such history, Kim Jong-un seems to have chosen to allow a degree of transparency where his family is concerned. Since the beginning of his reign, he has shown off his wife. She accompanies him on his many excursions. Immaculately turned out, she occasionally treats herself to luxury toiletry items. North Korea has for the first time its own First Lady. Always smiling, she is a symbol of modernity and diversity. Kim Jong-il, for his part, had a great many secret mistresses, most of them selected from among the ranks of the regime's official artistic community. This troupe was conceived essentially as a harem for the dear leaders. Kim Jong-un's mother, like his wife, issued from these ranks. It was at the end of his adolescence that Kim Jong-un could begin to make his choice.
Kim Jong-un was never forbidden from going out with girls, but he just wasn't interested. He was just interested in sports. He was always playing basketball. But one day, I felt relieved. That day, amongst the pleasure brigade, there was a buxom young lady. Kim Jong-un called me over and said, "Fujimoto, look at those puppies." I was so relieved to hear him say that. I told myself, he's a lad, and everything's going to be fine.
System there, it seems to me. I guess he's listening to women as well.
Kim Jong-un is grooming his sister for succession in case any crisis like a health issue should befall the regime. In late 2014, the dictator disappeared for a few months because of a surgical procedure on his ankle. Even then, his transparency in the official media was astonishing, portraying a limping convalescent. This remarkable contrast with the image of a living god, so commonplace in Korea's daily life, almost seems to embarrass even him. Just like when the soldiers he is visiting seem to be completely irrationally magnetized by his presence.
There's nothing special about these pictures. It's perfectly normal. Here in North Korea, Kim Jong-un is like Jesus. If you were a Christian and you were to see Jesus aboard a boat by the river, wouldn't you try to follow him? This is no different.
Clearly, it's all very far-fetched. The great leader who can make grenades from pine cones, the great leader who can move at supernatural speed, even the weather is linked to his greatness. Every song sings his praises. You can't take it all too seriously. But brainwashing is very dangerous. When people are constantly exposed to songs, videos, and moving or even grandiose stories, they start to believe them. It's what's called mass psychology.